All right, we're going to open with a little bit of a word problem just to familiarize ourselves with things that we already have known for a very long time. Mrs. Beach prepared copies for 4 reading groups. She made 6 copies for each group. How many copies did Mrs. Beach make? So she made copies for 4 reading groups. So we need to divide our total, partition our little box here into 4. She made 6 copies for each group. 6 for this group, 6 for this group, 6 for this group, and 6 for this group. So really, she did 6 copies 4 times. 6 times 4 equals 24. So the total amount of copies that she made was 24. Let's see, Mrs. Beach prepared copies for 4 reading groups. Check. She made 6 copies for each group. Check. How many copies did Mrs. Beach make? We got a total. Check. Now we're going to use what we know about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, to start taking unit fractions and making them non-unit fractions. So if we look at Mrs. Beach's copies right here. So we said that she had 6 copies for each group, and she had a total of 24 copies. What we just did on slide 1. Now, if I wanted to ask what fraction she would have for 3 of her groups, I would take this unit fraction right here, which happens to be 1/4. This unit fraction, which also happens to be 1/4. And this unit fraction, which is 1/4. I would add them together. My denominator, she's still got 4 groups. That hasn't changed. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. But our numerator, she has 1/4, 1, 2, 3 times. So bringing what you already know, we're going to go with some eighths. First, we're going to add these together. 1/8 plus 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 1/8 equals. Our denominator is the same. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. But our numerator is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 eighths. Or we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 1/8, or we have 1/8 9 times. 9 times 1/8 equals 9/8. So going through your schooling, you've learned that repeated addition is often a good way of solving multiplication equations. However, when you use repeated addition, that opens the door for quite a few mistakes. I don't want you to be making mistakes on here. So we're going to learn how to multiply unit fractions today. Oh, in short, it's the whole number. How many times this fraction shows up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. What's your unit fraction? 1/8. 9 times 1 equals 9. And your denominator doesn't change. So let's look at this one right here. 7 times 1/8. So obviously I have the unit fraction 1/8 7 times. I take my whole number, times the numerator. 7 times 1 equals 7. And my denominator stays the same. So we just scoot him over. 7 times 1/8 is 7/8. Now we can break this up using our number bonds as well. So let's draw out a nice handy dandy little rectangle here. And let's partition this into fifths. Whew, where'd that come from? Maybe with a hand shaky like mine, I should just use the pen tool. We're going to partition this into fifths. Trying to get as equal as we can. Whew, got a little less equal at the end. And we're going to look at this in a number bond way. So this equals 1 whole. We have 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. And there's a couple of different ways that I can get to 5, because total here we have 5/5. So I can either do 3/5 and 2/5. 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2. Or I can do, yeah, we need you out of there too. I can do 4/5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/5 plus 1/5. Or using what we learned today, I can say that, let's just look with 4/5 and 1/5. I can say that 1 equals 1/5 times 4 plus 1/5 times 1. Or if we were going back to 3 plus 2, and no, I can already hear it. It would not be, I mean, I guess it's technically correct, but it doesn't do you any favors to do 5/5 times 1 and 1/5 times 0. Let's go back to 3/5 plus 2/5. So I have 3/5 plus 2/5. We're pretty familiar with this already. This would look like 1 equals 1/5 times 3. Whoa, I asked for blue. Hey, I asked for blue. 1/5 times 3 plus 1/5 times 2. 1/5 times 3 is 3/5. 1/5 times 2 is 2/5. 3/5 plus 2/5 equals 5/5, which equals 1 whole. So in short, this is what you should be taking away from today. A whole number times a unit fraction is the whole number times the numerator equals 7, and your denominator stays the same. Excellent.